Do you want to know how to fix Deku's ending, conclude Bakugou's redemption, address the Quirk Singularity Doomsday, and generally make the ending live up to the idea that Deku becomes the greatest hero? Canonize the movie. Put it before Overhaul. That's all the necessary alterations. So I have yet to actually experience my hero's ending, and I'm not clear on all the details. This is being recorded long after Season 7, but long before Season 8. I do not know how Deku loses One for All, or how Shigaraki is defeated. But there's a really simple way to fix the parts of the ending I know. Put the events of the second movie prior to Overhaul. The arc where Bakugou and Shoto get their licenses would need to be moved up in the timeline, but whatever. At the end of the movie, Bakugou keeps One for All. Over the course of the Overhaul arc, Deku and Bakugou are both involved within it, with Deku continuing to fight with what's left of One for All within him. Then, Bakugou is hit with the Quirk Deleter. The vestige of Deku that exists within his version of One for All tries to save Bakugou, which leads to One for All being deleted from him, and Explosion remaining. Then, as Deku gets to Eri and shoots out of the base, she doesn't just rewind his body, but his quirk factor as well, resetting it to how it was before. There is precedent for this because Lemillion's quirk factor was rewound by her, not the bullet. Well, and the bullet. Skip ahead to Season 7 when Bakugou almost dies, and the main change there is to make it impossible for him to heal. Naturally, anyway. Eri hears about this and wants to save him. Keep in mind, he, in this version, fought to save her. So not only would this heal him, it furthers Uraraka's answer that the ones who help heroes are the ones the heroes helped. However, when Eri rewinds him, he gets One for All back, as it had merged with his quirk factor, because she is capable of rewinding quirk factors, as is proven by Lemillion. I don't know why I always call him Lemillion, his name is Mirio. So then, following the finale with Shigaraki being defeated, and everything wrapping up, and there's a scene we have where Bakugou and Deku talk alone, and Bakugou offers him One for All. Deku, being Deku, would obviously try to refuse it initially. However, he'd put the dots together that if Bakugou kept it, he would die young, because he had a quirk that he was born with. One for All would eventually kill him. And he mentions that to Bakugou's surprise, making it clear Bakugou didn't know and is only offering because Deku is the better hero and deserves it more. And because refusing the offer would basically be killing Bakugou, Deku takes it back, giving him a One for All that has now merged with Explosion, leaving Bakugou quirkless. Then that scene can conclude with Bakugou mentioning how if he can't be a hero, maybe he can spend his time looking into the Singularity Doomsday. Maybe do something to prevent that. He doesn't even need to offer an idea to prevent it. Just the fact that he is working on it. That would be acknowledging it and concluding that part of the story. Now, some of you may argue about how making Rewind Effect One for All like that kind of breaks some things. Here's the thing. All Might wouldn't be able to get One for All back. Deku was rewound while still having the remnants of the quirk, and Bakugou had a quirk factor that One for All could merge into. So Bakugou and Deku both still had the quirk factor, and it could be rewound. All Might now doesn't have one. And then, because there's no one left who's quirkless, really, Deku can't exactly give it to other people and then rewind himself back to having it to make it 2 for all, 3 for all, an army for all. And at the end of my version of the story where Bakugou gives Deku the quirk, Bakugou wouldn't be able to rewind back to having One for All. Or even Explosion, because Explosion would have now merged into One for All, leaving him without a quirk factor. Case closed.